Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. I'm Raj.
Mate.
What's up, man?
I'm good, man. You just did that abruptly. Just started the.
Did I not tell you before? So basically, before we do our episodes, we have this what's that? What are you gonna say, bro? What are you gonna say? Have you got any topics? And then there's a little bit of back and forth. Obviously, there's some kind of technical issue. But today we didn't have that. Today was smooth. No tech issues so far. Actually, no, my connection did drop.
It's casual, it happens, isn't it? It's not an episode until someone's connection or someone can't connect.
It's the connection gods, bruv. They're not. They always have some issues with us wanting to just get straight into it, man. But how are you, man? How's the week been? You been good?
Chilling, bruv. Chilling. Well, you know, when someone says chilling, it's not really like that, isn't it?
No one's ever chilling. What? Oh, but you know what? When everyone's like, busy. You know
why?
What?
Do you know why though? You say busy because or you say chilling because someone puts you on the spot to say, "What have you done?" You've done 101 things, but you can't remember any of them because they weren't significant enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Or you just don't want to. You don't want to explain it.
Well,
you just want to be like, "What is your purpose?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's your issue with small talk, though, man? What do you not like doing small talk?
I don't know, bro. I don't like this
at all.
Direct. I just think it's pointless.
But
but obviously. Go on.
Don't you work in sales and relationships? Isn't small talk part of the parcel of the business?
I think that's why I don't like doing it.
You're going to work mode.
Yeah, you got you save it. You want to obviously with your nearest and dearest you have that you can just go straight into it, innit? Direct.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? Everything good? Yeah, there you go. Okay, move in, innit?
Start talking about the real stuff, whatever is the main topic of conversation.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Someone might have a burning desire to say something very important to you, but because they've just picked up the phone with you and they feel.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's going down when your parents are on the phone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, tabiat.
No, bro. The worst one is when you need to call one of your mates or family member and you're like you're calling them for a reason. You haven't called them for ages, yeah? You just haven't called them.
Yeah.
But they are a master in the topic you need advice on.
Oh yeah.
So you have to. Do you ever get that where you like, I better ask how the family is and stuff? But do you really, you know what I mean? You just want to get straight in there and ask them, look, man, my lawnmower's broken down. How do I get it to fix? How do I get it to work again? Yeah. Or I'm having issues with so and so. How do I get to the to the bottom of this?
Who's your go-to person in your family for those kinds of things?
At the moment,
or just generally speaking, who was your person that you'd have to do that?
Do you know what? I don't even know. At the moment, man. You know why? Because I feel like I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I feel like people come to me.
Oh,
for certain things. Yeah.
I come to you.
There's always.
I come to
you. You know what it is? Yeah, I come to you actually, bro. Whenever I need any
tech support,
any tech support or any kind of life support, bro.
Yeah, but that's a two-way street, though, isn't it? That's a two-way street.
Yeah. I think it depends, man. Everyone has a connect, yeah, who's good at certain specialties or, what I mean, in certain topics where they're just a master of it because they work in that field or they've had experience doing certain things, right? Or someone that has a good connect. You know what I mean, innit? Does that make sense?
Oh, so you're connecting to someone because they have a connection to somebody else.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
My dad.
I mean, that's the whole point of it, right?
That's what my dad does.
I think that's why there's that thing in it where you think you only need a few friends, innit? To be fair, you only do, yeah. And most of those will tick all those boxes. But the ones who have a massive network, yeah. I mean, they take the time to uphold those relationships and check in.
Yeah.
But there's a reason, right? Because when the time comes, they can do what they need to do from the dining table chair, bro. Yeah.
Do you think that's why our dads had those Rolodexes, bro? Bare phone numbers.
Rolodex. Bro, Rolodex.
Vinod had 7 different numbers. He had 2 office numbers, 3 home numbers, a mobile phone.
Do you know what?
Pager.
That is mad because my parents used to have this one diary, yeah. And they would have corrections in there.
Yeah.
They'd actually go in and put across someone's name. And my mom, it got to the point where you're writing on the edge of that, because it was an A to Z diary. And if you go to see, I don't know, man, Vinod's number, bro, yeah, you go on V, and Vinod's number's been crossed out bare times, and then there's another random number on the edge leaf of that paper, yeah. And it's like, and only your mom or your dad will be able to tell you that's his number.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. You ask them, you'd be like, I can't find the number. I can't find Chandragan's number in here. And they'll be like, it's right there. And then it'll be under, it won't have a name. It will just be in a red pen. It will just be in red writing. And it'll be like, that's the one you're after.
Bro. And then you find random ones where there's business cards like stapled
yeah.
Or there's like pieces of paper, addendums, like equivalent to an addendum, bro, yeah?
We had one of those books, bro. There was no front and there was no back. It was just the inside of it. And he just used to chill by the phone. Bro, it looked like it'd been to like India and back, man. It was so bangelo, bro. And like, just, there was just doodling. There was like drawings. We must have did sketches in there or drawings, just doodling in there. And whoever's on the phone using that obviously adds their doodles to it as well. So it's not just phone numbers. It's basically everyone's scratch notes, man.
And just random drawings when they weren't paying attention to the person's, to the conversation.
Yeah.
Bro, there's always one person though who, carries a small diary with them, and they
black book.
And then they're a little black book, bro. And then they take down numbers, but then they also say, to prove that they haven't got someone's number, or to prove they've got someone's number. You know what I mean? Remember those little pens, the tiny ones, with the diary, bro.
I never saw anyone that had that, bro.
Bro, I remember.
That must have been where you for you. That must be you, man, up in your gum, bro.
You, man, Hey, the moment I see one of your lot, carrying a diary, bro, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah.
All right, let me know. I'll alert my people. Make sure we need to step up.
Bro, watch. Next time I see your dad, he's gonna have it. Yeah.
Because you're gonna give.
You're gonna be like, "What was that?"
You're gonna gift.
I had this.
I wouldn't be surprised if he started carrying one of them, because he never takes anyone's number down. He always gets me to take people's numbers down. So in fact, it makes sense for him to just have that book, get them to write it down, and then go through like one batch process of importing them.
Everything is digital now, isn't it? Digital, bro.
But yeah, that book, the books that we had, for sure, man. I remember that, and it was just that was the only thing that you had, because there was no other way you could get. And then if you needed someone's number that wasn't in there, you'd have to call. You'd have to basically do what we're saying. You'd have to call someone else. Be like, "Che Ramesh no number." Maro koto થઈ ગયો નથી આવતો. Ramesh has moved home like 4 times, bro. He's now living in Spain.
Do you know when you hear someone, just turning pages trying to look for Ramesh's number, isn't it? Yeah, man. It's funny times, isn't it?
Yeah, classic, bro. I actually want to see if I can find that book that we had, because then it got replaced. So in our community, we had a community official one. So this was a red book, and that red book was printed, so it had all of the names of all the families in the community. Yeah. But then that one started getting notes. So then Dad started migrating from that battered one into the red one, and then when you need a number, you don't know which one it is. Lal book.
When you say the red book, the community one, is that an official thing that everyone gets?
Yeah, everyone in the community gets. I think you have to pay for it or something.
Yeah, we had that as well. It's the Satyavis Gam,
in the Gam's book.
It's literally that, and you know what? That's the directory when you've got someone who's eligible, bro. Yeah, that's where you go to, bro. It had the name of the family.
Oh, and the age, isn't it? It has the age as well of all of the kids inside,
and the occupation.
Yeah.
Bro, when you're of age, coming out of uni, bro, those things.
Nah, bro, what are you talking about? That's not when you're of age. That's when you're at GCSEs, just to see who's in line. I know my mum was doing that, bro. For sure, she was doing that. But then I think they only did it once in our community, and then you would use that one, and then obviously that would be your reference point. And then you're like, we don't know if they've got any more kids since 1994.
I don't think anyone uses those now, innit? There's no need for it.
Well, but how would you know though? In the community, if you're within your own community, there's no way for you to have any idea of what the deal is. Like it's basically a census.
Yeah, it is that.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so there's nothing that exists now like that. Not that I know of.
No, I remember the person who was actually whose family was in charge of, like, who was president of that, and obviously used to get that stuff together.
Does his son do it now?
I don't know, man. I don't know who. Like, I haven't seen one of those books for ages. I don't think it's a thing now.
All right, so anyone in Sergio Vista, there's a gap in the market.
Yeah, bro. They need to get a digital one out.
Get digital one. Create an app.
Literally create an app or send a link where it just populates everyone's shit into your contact.
All the bio data of the entire community into WhatsApp with the photo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there'll be jokes. Did you have a struggle to share this week?
I have no struggles, bro.
How do you have no struggles, man?
As in, I'm sure there's loads. None have come to fruition this week.
Shall I start with mine?
Yeah.
And we have some audience struggles, so maybe we can dip into those as well. There's a pile up in here because we've been getting so much feedback. So maybe we can spend some time
soon. We're going to get feedback saying, "I'm not going to give you feedback because you don't even come back to us."
You're sharing the struggles. There's a long list. We should definitely try and get to some of them. This is not it's probably a struggle that you haven't dealt with now, but you definitely dealt with it back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably don't know who this person is, but maybe a few of our listeners do, especially those that have really, really young kids. There's this person called Miss Rachel on YouTube who is she basically makes videos for kids. Like she's really good, like really engaging. She started because they had a son who only had his first word at 2 years old or something. So she really wanted to kind of get kids like that super young to just kind of help them develop and help them to speak, and like using speech therapy and stuff. So she has loads of videos and it's all songs and stuff. It's like, it's the classics, bro. Yeah, Wheels on the Bus.
I'm looking at it right now because I just don't understand it.
Yeah. All the throwbacks, are in there, and baby loves it. Like that is, if we're like trying to calm her down or if we're trying to do something, we'll just whack that on, and she's just engaged. Actually, on that note, what is your thoughts about kids and devices? Like, did you and Nish have a conversation about whether or not you were going to be like showing them phones and screens, or if it was going to be after a certain age, or were you kind of like saying, "Oh, we're not to," you meet some people that we don't use screens. We don't use screens. Like they're looking down your nose, their nose is at you, bro. What was your strategy, man?
There was no strategy. It was one of those things where before we had kids, we saw other kids, little ones using screens, like, at dinner time or something like that. At that point, you're just seeing one side of it, right? You're in the area of a kid. You're in the presence of a baby for about an hour, and you've seen them, but you don't take into consideration the struggles in it of feeding a kid without any distractions. Every kid's different, but I think it's easy to say, isn't it? Oh, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, when you're in the car home, you're like, you see, they had the screen, and you wouldn't do that, bruv. Yeah?
Until you're in it, don't fucking question it, bruv.
Don't question it, bruv. Trust me. I think we try to limit it as much as possible, and we've got to a point where they ask us. Screen time is a privilege.
Okay.
Yeah? So on weekends, it's one of those things where there's no screen time during the week in terms of TV. Nothing. Yeah, there is. They don't even ask. Yeah, but there is screen time to do on the iPads to because schools these days have like these things called mathletics, which they track. You can do like maths quizzes and stuff, and you get certificates for them, and they're tracked in this app.
So you need
a lot of their work
tablet
is
for
on
that.
Google Classroom. Yeah, exactly. You need a tablet. Google Classroom. You need a tablet for that. Atom Learning, you need a tablet for that. So they can have all the screen time they need for that.
Okay.
Yeah, especially and researching homework and stuff like that. Weekends, it's kind of like, you know what? As long as their homework's done, they can have as much screen time. Yeah, within reason. Obviously, we have movie night and let them watch TV for a few hours or be on their iPads and stuff. Yeah, because they need to just let loose as well, right? So it's not unlimited screen time over the weekend. It's as and when, they finish their homework, and if they're not playing outside or something they want to do, they ask still, right? But once we've got a rule where we say once we say iPads down and come for dinner or something, they have to listen. Otherwise, they pay the consequences, isn't it? Where they don't get it again.
Yeah.
So there is no. I don't know if that's a strategy or something. It just works for other people. And just going back to that thing about devices, we used devices to get them to eat, man. Because I had 2 fussy eaters.
Yeah.
It was the only way. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I mean, the less time as possible, because what I've noticed is when they do have too much screen time, and then you ask them to do something after, they're so cranky.
Oh,
and
really?
you know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like, yeah. So go on anyway. I won't go on a tangent.
No, I'm just curious, man, because I don't think I ever asked you properly about it. And I think in the beginning we were like, let's try and limit it. To the point we would play Miss Rachel, but not have the screen on so she could hear it. And we still do that sometimes, because sometimes it's just the sound of her voice that is engages her.
Yeah.
But I think there's been days where it's just like nothing's working. And I think it was the first episode after she was born that we did, me, you, and Cyril. And I still remember you. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been both of you that said it. Was you like, do what it takes, whatever it is, man. You just got to do what it takes, because every kid is different. Every circumstance is different. Every situation is different, and you've got to do in that moment whatever it is, free of judgment, that works for you, that is going to help you get through that moment or that situation that you're in. But it's like how much, when do you know that? Oh, actually, maybe we need to rein it in or something.
Yeah, can I tell you something? No one knows your kid better than yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you will know. Only you will know when to rein it in. I can't tell you when to. As in, it will be wrong for someone else to judge from the outside, even if they do have kids, and say, "Oh, you shouldn't do this." Whatever works for your kid it won't work for someone else's. They're not the same person at the end of the day. And also, isn't it about what boundaries you set in your household? Isn't it? Does that make sense? Whatever boundaries you set, they're going to adhere to that and play by that rule book at the end of the day, right? There's no point. You can take snippets from that you like from other parents and how they're doing things, because some people have gone through what you've gone through, and that's experience, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you take it, and then someone take it off you. It's just like a massive merry-go-round. But yeah, I do agree, man. Do what work. Definitely do what works for you, man. It's a weird one, screen time, isn't it? Because you see all these things on Instagram, innit, which says, if you give your screen time, if you give X amount of screen time between the ages of 3 or 4, then their attention span's not going to be tip top shape. Or bro, does that scare you?
Yeah,
that makes me want to lock up every screen in my house, bro.
Yeah, it's terrifying, man. It's terrifying, and it's difficult because you don't know whether or not you should be giving them that, because people probably said that at length about TVs when people were starting to have TVs in their home or have TVs in separate rooms in their house. It's going to make your attention span shorter. Any big change in technology is going to have that. For our kids, it's probably going to be AI, right? You don't have your babies growing up with AI, because that's going to be when they're growing up. When our kids are having kids, chances are it's going to be AI or some grandchild of AI that's going to be the tech of that era, and there's going to be pros and cons, pluses and minuses, and all the rest of it. So I think with the advent of each technology, there will always be some pushback and then some adjustment. I just don't know for us, like where is that line? Because the kids are going to have to use screens. It's going to be a part of their lives. Now, how much it is a part of their lives is up for debate, right? Because the way technology is going, I think I don't think you'll see more and more screens. I think the screens, what you can do on different things is going to become more and more embedded, right? And it's going to be less about like screens for everything because it's overkill. But they should know tech and they should get it. And especially if their homework is on it, then they need to understand how to do that because they don't want to be like held back. So
it's because
tough one.
Yeah, because you want them to be able to navigate something. So we feel comfortable navigating. If you've used an iPad, for I don't know 2 years, you're going to feel somewhat comfortable when you come across I don't know, man. Galaxy Tab or something. Do you understand? You're going to be able to navigate. You want them to have that kind of, I don't know, comfortable. You want them to be comfortable when it comes to, working other kinds of similar tech, etc. Right? And it's just one of those things where you just have to go for it, man. And that's the thing. Those kind of going back to the Instagram post, that kind of thing, that kind of stuff, right? It was like shit. I was like shit. I read it the other day and I was like, oh man, should we limit their screen time? And then I was thinking to myself, there was none of this when we were growing up. We would watch TV whenever, or as in within reason, whenever you're allowed to, etc. But at the same time, like you're like, am I not giving them the childhood? Right now they should be playing outside. I think there's less kids playing outside these days. Isn't it?
That's what they're saying.
That's what the consensus. And my neighbor said it to me today. I was cutting the hedges, and he was like, "Oh, he could hear the kids in their garden playing outside," and he was like, "Oh, they're having a good time." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "But I don't see them out as often." I was like, "You know what? They're only just getting comfortable coming, going into the pub. They only go to the garden when I go in, when I'm in there, just because they want someone else there, isn't it? Yeah, doing even if you're not playing directly with them, but
just being in space,
exactly." But I don't know, man. It's I think you'll definitely find your rhythm and your quota of how much screen time you're going to want to give the little one.
Did you have quotas when you were growing up?
No, bro, I had total freedom of TV, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And that's as in not after 7 p.m. No, because that's when the boss comes home, innit? Yeah.
Star Plus, me for you.
Yeah. Bro, that was just when he walked through the door, bro. Yeah, I'm standing in attention, bro. Yeah, in best behavior. Yeah, it's like God has come, bro. Yeah. So, think about it, yeah, and that's because when your dad comes home from work or the shop and you haven't seen him all day, yeah, that his food is, food's on point. He will sit down and eat, and he'll eat. And that's his time to chill, innit, for a few hours, and he ain't gonna watch anything else. But I had a TV in my room.
Yeah, so me too.
Are you had a TV in your room? Yeah. And like I don't know, I took the piss with it, bro. Literally, like I could just I barely spent. I used to spend some time downstairs, but not as much as I probably should have because if I didn't have a TV, does that make sense? So when we moved into this place, we made a point of there's only one TVs TV downstairs.
Okay.
There's 2 TVs. They've got their own one in downstairs in their room, but they still just come and watch TV with us. So that way, there's nothing upstairs, bro. Yeah, right for now, anyway. I mean, they're too young to have TV.
And there's screens allowed upstairs, though.
There's screens.
But then, to be fair, they're not watching like YouTube.
We've not said, exactly. We've not said to them they can't have screens, upstairs, as in their iPads and stuff. But they just generally just go, they don't, they just watch in the same room. Like they'll be in the kitchen with us. One will be in the couch, one will be on the bar stool watching or doing whatever they need to. The thing is, how far do you go, innit?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You don't want to have like a police state in your house, man.
I want them to feel like, I think you need to empower them, right? And give them that trust you can't just take their trust away from them. Otherwise, that's when they're going to be like doing things behind your back kind of thing, and rebellious. And right now, you've got all that, parent encryption and all that kind of stuff, right? So I think it's the hard times and the worrying times are yet to come, bruv. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm just dealing with Miss Rachel right now. The struggle that I have to share about that is, so obviously she has like all these classic songs, but they are, I don't know, maybe for you it was Baby Shark. Or was that past?
No. Yeah. So there was Baby Shark, and I remember, what's that little baby bump? Is it Little Baby Bump?
Oh yeah, there's Little
LBC.
Baby.
Or you know they do all these nursery rhymes.
Yeah, on YouTube.
The animated nursery rhymes. Yeah. That Peppa Pig was a phase. Everything was in phases. But I remember Baby Shark and the Little Baby Bump TV or something. I forgot what it was. Yeah, that was on repeat.
Yeah,
you should just stare at it, bro. Especially at the 2 years. You know what I mean? You should just stare at it, like as if, bro. It was weird. It was just like
same thing over and over again, isn't it? On loop.
Yeah. It was like. It was like a drug.
Hypnotizing, yeah.
It was literally like that, yeah. And I was like, and it was just, as soon as it comes on,
it just freeze.
She used to do this weird thing where when she got excited, bro, her eyes pop out of her head and she's like, yeah, mouth is wide open as if, I'm like, God, yeah.
So
But you getting that right now? Go on.
I obviously I'm there when she's watching it, but the songs, obviously there's a handful of songs, and I will wake up at 3:00 in the morning, and I will hear that song. I'll be singing it, bro, at 3 a.m. And I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
And I'll look over to my wife, and she'll be singing it too, bro.
Yeah. So you're on the journey, bro.
It's just stuck in your head, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like constantly, and then you try like, you know when you get a song stuck in your head, and then you can think of another song, and then that one disappears. With this, it's like on non-stop. It's on repeat, and it will get another top up because you'll have to play it at some point during the day. So it's like just when you thought you'd forgotten it, it starts again.
Yeah. Do you know what? I just realized something when you just told me that. That's exactly the first stage, because I used to play that. Do you remember that, Johnny? If you heard this song, is it "Hello Johnny, yes Papa"?
Oh yeah.
Eating sugar, no Papa. Telling lies, bruv. I used to have that on my head constantly in the accent as well. Yeah, because we used to watch the variation where it was the Indian accent. Yeah, she used to love that. And now I realized something. Do you know why we give? I forgot this, but at this age where your little one is, and that toddler stage, baby to toddler stage, you give it to them because, bro, they don't understand when you say no or turn the TV off. And depending on what kind of day you've had, and you want some peace and quiet, bro, you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
To give you right now, I can tell you we have all these structures in place because they understand. My ones understand the consequences. They know what consequences are now, isn't it? Yeah.
You know the rule book.
You know, bro. Whereas the playing field has leveled off a bit, isn't it? Your level playing field now, isn't it? Because they understand it. Whereas, your little one's king, isn't it? Queen, bro. King, queen, ruler, whatever you want to call
CEO,
it, bro. Yeah?
CEO, man. 2 employees.
Youngest CEO in the fam, bro.
I know, man. Industry. She's the first one to make it as a CEO in our family.
You must be so proud.
I'm so proud, bro. I have to be. It's my
job without saying a word.
It's my job to be proud.
Yeah.
Me and my co-worker. Actually, she used to be the CEO, bro. She's been under new management.
SVP.
She's not SVP. I'm bottom of the rung, man. I gotta take my orders from both departments.
Coordinator.
I'm just coordinator. I'm the fixer. That's my job, bro.
So you know what? Let me ask a question about this. Yeah, is this because it's a new phase? You're asking these questions because it's a new phase you're turning into at the moment, where she's more reliant on, or she's not yet, but you feel like you've basically kind of like grasped this at an early stage, and you feel like it's heading in that direction now.
I was just curious because I think we've done a bunch of travel, so during that time there were some days where we needed to have her watching something because there was so much going on, and it was the thing to do. It was what helped us at that time. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm curious just to hear your thoughts on it. And then also at the same time, the damn song stuck in my head. But don't get me wrong, man, Miss Rachel is amazing. Like, very good. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's so low tech. It's her and her husband, and they've just got a bunch of other people doing it. And yeah, they haven't like got like a professional studio, and she's blown up. Like her videos have like 100 million views, and she was interviewed recently.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the new way, man. Because, and in a good way as well. It's probably what she's probably, if you're gonna watch something, you might as well watch people doing, and it's like a mum, right, on TV.
It's a mum. It's someone who's I think she's a therapist, or she's studied speech therapy. So it's not just like garbage that she's kind of saying.
Exactly.
Like, she teaches them how to say certain words and stuff.
Yeah, it's different, man. Yeah, I think that's probably the way forward, man. If they're going to watch something, you definitely want them to watch something like that rather than all this colourful jargon, bloody nursery rhyme music. I don't know, man. It's just, it's I don't know, man. I feel like it hypnotizes them.
Yeah. I mean, it hypnotizes me because I'm still singing in the early morning, man. Open and shut them. Open it. That's one of them, bro. I'll wake up at 3 and I'll sing that to myself.
Do you know what though? The thing is, if you're singing that, then it's going to continuously stay in her head as well, isn't it? She's going to remember it.
Yeah, she will. She starts clapping when she hears it, bro.
Actually,
yeah, she starts clapping.
Oh, no.
She knows the tones.
Yeah. You know what? Does it help? I remember another thing that didn't help as well was that once my dad realized, that she likes this kind of stuff on YouTube, whenever she used to come around, when she used to go to theirs,
it's like a buffet.
He wouldn't even have it on TV. He'd put it on his phone and he'd show it to her. And she just she's in she's like standing there just watching, and he's holding it so she can. I'm like, Dad, you can't do this. Seriously, it's not good for them. Yeah, turn it off. Yeah,
he's like, this is live. I could have a pint.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, man, this is not the way to build a rapport with your grandchild. Yeah,
because they didn't have that, did they? What did they do? They didn't really have. They were too busy though, man, with the shops and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. Yeah, it's true. They couldn't do it. I mean, there was no tech in it, bro. As in, I don't know, man. We just found a way of. Are you talking about us as kids?
Yeah, as kids.
Bro, I have no idea, bro. I used to imagine, play with your imagination at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's like Bhavin. When we spoke to him, he was saying that he would just like make his own, like he just entertain himself using, materials and stuff. So,
do you know what? I feel like kids are getting there now, though. They are, I think the amount of information they can actually take on board, and it's okay to watch certain TV shows as well. Ones which actually are going to teach them something, like there's that Race Around the World, about travel, etc. Time. There's this thing on BBC like Nadia Bakes.
Yeah.
Kids love watching that. Yeah, they're like, and yesterday they were actually writing down recipes. I was like, I can just give you the, and then I stopped because I was like, the recipe will be online. And I was actually no. Go on, write it down. But the annoying thing was trying to watch it, and they're pausing it every 2 minutes, every 30 seconds. What did she say? 600 grams of what, Daddy? I'm not. But do you know what? That is it, isn't it? At the end of the day, you want them to do all that.
You want them to, man, because it's skills. Whatever it is, they're just like they're taking information from one place and putting it somewhere else. So
and do you know what? I didn't realize. I was actually. It was another parent whose kid. Watches. They've got an older child, but you know how we just said about taking snippets from experienced parents. They were like, their daughter loves watching, Strictly Come Dancing, Sort Your Life Out. That cleaning.
Yeah.
One where someone comes and sorts, organizes your house and all that kind of stuff, like within a day. And or there's rich house, poor house. There are some kind of programs which are, good for them as well to see as well. I don't know, man. Keep their attention going, and they like, and it's short, isn't it? Rather than just watching cartoons all day long, bro.
Yeah, man, that's not about that. You have to watch stuff that you can all watch together, innit? That's the holy grail.
Now it's family time, innit?
Family time, man. We used to watch EastEnders together. Get out, my pub. I have some struggles from the audience. Should we get into those?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's see what we have. These are the ones that are a long time coming. So thank you for your patience. Okay, so this is a. Okay, so this is a struggle. They've just basically said, "Can you talk about this, please?" So
I think I'm worried if I don't talk about it, bro.
I know, bro. Nah, it wasn't said in that way. Actually, shout out, Lena. You gave us like a laundry list of topics, and I'm like, we're not going to get to all of those in like one episode. But I picked one because I thought this one's probably could have some mileage on it. Okay, so the message starts off with, "Hello Team Bruvcast, what a wonderfully heartwarming podcast you have both created. Thanks, Lena. Thank you. You have really found it funny while sharing the struggle. I would love to suggest a couple of topics. Would that be okay?" And then she lists, a list of them. But from that, I'm going to pick this one. Can you talk about parents' opinions on the things that our generation pay money for, i.e., a sleep trainer, chopped veg, grated cheese?
They don't spend money on.
No, our parents' generation are cussing us out because we're spending money on things like sleep trainer, chopped veg, and grated cheese. Those are the three examples. What do you think about that, man?
Do you know what? I've not had any comments about the sleep trainer, but definitely about chopped veg and the grated cheese. Lazy. You're so lazy. And look, you know what I mean, isn't it? But that's what it comes down to. Lazy.
In that tone as well, isn't it? Lazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. How lazy.
You know what? As in, this is going a bit slightly off the actual topic, yeah. But you know when parents come, when my mum comes around, yeah, she will comment on certain things, but she never commented on buying chopped veg or like grated cheese. But maybe she's not noticed it, because I do feel like that's something she would.
She was saying it. She would take issue with.
Yeah. Because I know my mother-in-law would definitely comment on it, and she'd just be like, "No. If I took my mother-in-law shopping with me, yeah, and I put grated cheese in the thing, she's like, don't you just, she would be like, if she saw what the price difference was, I'm not saying she would actually look at it. Yeah, she wouldn't actively look. I don't know if she would, but she would probably just say like, I'll grate it for you. You know what I mean? That's their way of saying, no, it's too expensive. Yeah. That's their way of saying, well, are you spending an extra £1 on grated cheese? But I think our generation these days, it's about time, isn't it? At the end of the day, but they didn't have the commodity of that, and maybe grated cheese wasn't even a thing back then. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a new invention.
What's your thoughts? Yeah, what's your thoughts on it,
bro? You know what? Yeah, there's been times where I've gone shopping with Gang and be like, "I'll grate the cheese."
Bro, you know what? That sounds like you, bro. Bro, is it that much more expensive?
I don't know. I think it's about £1, bro. I feel like, okay, look, this is me, real talk. Okay, Lena, you want to hear it? This is it, yeah. This is my full opinion on it. Grated cheese, chopped veg, especially those two things, are things that I had a hard time in letting go of, as in like, this is me personally, let alone what my parents think about it. But it's because of the way that my parents have kind of drilled into my head to save, right? Like, don't spend and save as much as you can. If it's absolutely essential, then spend it. And if you have an option which is cheaper, then you do that cheaper option. And it's taken me a while to kind of like break that. And it's because of the reason that you said, right? It's convenient. Like you don't have the time to do those things. And it's also my wife who's basically been like, are you going to grate the cheese? Are you going to grate the cheese? And I'm like, and there'll be occasions where I haven't grated the cheese, bro. And it's like, what did you?
It comes down to shit. Well, if you ain't cooking, and if you're not cooking, basically, right?
Then you don't have to say.
Then you have to say, man, you got to make it as convenient as possible for that person. But if you're cooking together, I mean, there are days where I do, cut the veg and stuff, yeah, or do
Cut
the cheese, yeah. But bro, it's not as consistently as I, and even then, yeah, when 90% of the stuff's done, and someone says, she always says, because obviously in the kitchen I'm useless, yeah. So she'll be like, "Can you just grate the cheese?" In my mind, I'm thinking, "Oh fuck, I don't want to grate the cheese." You know what I mean? Isn't it? Yeah, but you just get on it, bro.
Yeah.
You just do it. But you're like, but when you see grated cheese there, and you're like, "Oh, sick! This is live. This is live."
All I need to do is put this on the pizza.
Just carry it around. But you're right, man. I think, you're right. It's down to time, innit?
Well, our parents weren't. They didn't both have full-time demanding jobs. One of them did, at least in my household. My mum did when we were like teenagers, but it was different, and it wasn't the kind of work that you bring home. Like my mum wouldn't be on the phone doing emails in the evening, which is what we do. And I think, like what you're saying, the commodity of time is different, right? It's a different setup. So you will pay the extra bit if that means you can spend more time with your kids, right?
And that time, I mean, I don't know how much time you get back by not having to, you can use it.
It will add up, yeah.
It adds up. It does add up, yeah. But that could be. It's not even time that you spend getting. It could be not having to grate the cheese or cut vegetables means you can actually get your kids to bed into that bedtime process.
Yeah.
5 minutes earlier, basically, so they get into bed on time, and then you can have your. At the end of the day, it's true, man. Like you work 7 hours a day. Yeah, you have 24 hours in a day. Yeah, you sleep for most of it, you work for most of it, and then you have 2 hours to yourself. You work, you do all of that.
Yeah.
The work doesn't stop once you clock off. If you have a 9 to 5 or a business of your own, it continues, isn't it,
yeah.
into the evening. So it's like even now, my mother-in-law or my mum would, chop up veg or chop up whatever, and then be like, "Oh, here, here it is," or bring fruit over, or freeze it, or whatever. Do you understand? Just to
save you
time.
You
got it, basically. Save you time.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think it just depends, isn't it? If you have the means to do it, do it. It's in it at the end of the day. Like, so even some people like don't have the means, but they know that they're saving somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing the long yards or the hard yards somewhere else, basically. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I basically like mowing the lawn and doing the hedges. My mate was like, "Where'd you get a gardener?" I was just like thinking to myself, well, one, it's the cost. Yeah, it's another cost. And once you get used to it, bro.
No.
I've never. You understand?
Once you taste that convenience.
Exactly. Once you taste that convenience, yeah, that's that. What if you lose your garden and the cost goes up? Yeah, I was like, you're spending 50, 60 quid, and your grass needs cutting every week in the.
That's not going to go. That's not going to stop, bruv.
It's not, man. And I think certain things you just need to do the long way, I guess. But it depends, man. Some people have massive gardens, so you're like, I just got to do, whereas mine, I can still manage it. So I don't know, man. It depends, isn't it? Because I'm saving there, I might go and buy the grated cheese, isn't it? Do you understand what I mean? I know it's two different cost kind of types, but everyone has their own kind of, own opinions.
But have your parents ever passed judgment on where you're spending your money?
Yeah, 100%. So when they see Amazon parcels coming to the house, you spend too much on the kapra. Yeah, I used to get from the moment I started earning it, any package that came through, yeah, I used to get it. Yeah, and I was like, but that stops, man. Trust me. When you have an indispensable income, yeah, you're gonna have that phase where you spend on clothes or whatever, yeah, and then when you start getting, when that income starts to become less indispensable because you've got more
your allocations,
allocations are getting, dragged by a mortgage or whatever on bills, those things will automatically stop.
Yeah,
but then other things, life necessities will come. And the thing is, in those Amazon parcels, most of the time it's boring things. It's not like treats, bro. It's like toothpaste, or it's like bin liners,
dental floss,
bro. That's what it is. Yeah, like there's nothing, So they do pass judgment, or some. Now I don't think they say it as if they see it. But the thing is, you may have not ordered anything for 30 days. On the 31st day, that parcel comes, and your parents come on the same day, bro. To them, they take it as every day. What is, you know what I mean, isn't it? Yeah, but that's because one, they're looking after your money, but two, it is annoying. And it's like, oh, this guy's got a spending problem,
Yeah, exactly.
Jump to the mad conclusions. Why do your parents pass judgment or anything like that when you try to?
I don't think they pass. I feel like they probably have opinions, but they don't share them. I don't feel like they say to me outright, "Oh, you're spending too much money." I mean, there's probably been a few occasions where they're like, make sure you're saving up, make sure you're saving and stuff.
Yeah.
But they definitely have this thing of, if I'm buying them something, whatever, if it's a big thing or if it's a small thing, the first thing that they want to know is how much. I'll buy my dad a phone cover. How much? Get on little. They want to know, and then whatever amount you say to them, get away.
You could have halved it, twice. It could be a core of the price, and it's still too much. I've stopped buying my my mum like birthday presents now because it always gets sent back.
Really?
And I know
she doesn't.
Not because she doesn't like it. Either she doesn't like it. It's one or two things. Oh, it's too expensive. No, I don't want it, because one, it doesn't sit right with them that someone spent whatever. I was like, there's no amount of money you could spend and they'll be satisfied with it's got to be almost free.
But basically it's got to be free.
And technically for them it is, because you're paying for it. Yeah. Like,
that's your money though, bro. It's come from the same household.
Exactly. I said to my mum, I was like, buy you new trainers. You need new trainers. And she goes, no, don't get them. I don't want you to get them for me. I know. And I'm like, you know what? But I don't know what it is. It's one of those things where they're like, she's like, oh, I'm going America, innit? So I'll get them from there.
Oh, they always do that, bro. They always pass it down the road. Bachi lesu. Yeah. And when is this bachi gonna come?
Exactly that. So I was like, you know what? And I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's just the way they're just set in their ways, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change. My dad. I bought. Go on.
All right. My parents were using a toaster. I don't know if I said this. I don't know.
You haven't. I haven't heard no toaster story.
When I was living there a couple of years ago, parents were using a toaster, and it was working fine, but it was only a 2 toaster, and it was just a basic toaster. But it was an American plug for some reason, So they had the converter, and it was in there, I was like, this is a fire hazard. This is just, there's no need for this, And one of the sides, while I was living there, the spring went. So I was like, you know what? It's an excuse to go out and go on Amazon during Prime Day or whatever. And I got them a toaster and a kettle. And I moved out the day, I think it was after I moved out, I got it for him, and it sat there. Next time I went there, I was hoping that it would be out. And I said, they were like, oh, there was no need. Ours is working fine. Bro, I don't know what it is, but I don't like, the kettle was not matching. First of all, the kettle wasn't matching the toaster, bro. I know that's not a big deal.
That's a you problem, bro. That's not a them
problem. That's a me problem. That's not, fine. That's a me problem, But I was like, but it just, look, man, they've worked hard all their life.
No, it's true. It's true.
They
deserve a matching toaster and a kettle. They deserve it.
A good toaster and kettle, So I was like, you know what? And you feel guilty, bro. You're using a better toaster than that, And then, anyone who comes to your house, like, look at his toaster and kettle. It's working fine. There's 4 toasts. That's what they do. He's got 4 toasts.
That's what they do.
There, yeah. And then I was like, I'm not having anyone think that, But anyway, at the same time, I just want them to have a good toaster. One of the springs broke, so that means they could only do 1 toast at a time. Sent the toaster.
That's so sad, bro. 1 toast at a time.
1 toast at a time. Yes. I was like, bro, the toaster sat in its box, for and I was like, why is it still in its box? And I think my dad was like, no. When the other one completely breaks, that's when I'll get it out. And I was like, fuck's sake. I lost it, bro. And do you know what? Normally I would just go out and open it up, and I was like, you know what? I'm not sending it to you. But then my mom was like, send it back. I was like, no, there's no point because this is on its last legs. It's gonna go soon enough. It's out now, bro. I think. But this is the kind of shit, that Gujus do, bro. That our parents do.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We have an air fryer at our mum's house, right?
Yeah.
It's always in the box. They only use it when we go over there, bruv.
Oh, do they put it back in the box?
Yeah, it goes back in the box.
This is like the whole VCR thing I was telling you about, my mate.
Yeah, bro. Put it back.
Just to give some context, a friend of mine had a video record, a really expensive VCR back in the day, and whenever they went out, they used to unplug it and put it back in its box and hide it, so no one could steal it. But anyway, back to Rog.
To the air fryer, same situation, man. It doesn't. One time, I bought him some slippers. Okay, and this is a standard thing that he does, bro. Whenever I get him I've stopped buying him clothing now because I don't know what he is saving this up for. He's saving everything I've bought him. Yeah, if it's a nice shirt or a nice jumper or whatever, he's never worn it. I've never seen him wear it. I don't know what special occasion. Everyone's married, bruv. Everyone's got kids now, so I don't know what what he's waiting for. Where he's gonna bust out in all these new garms, yeah. But he's not. One time I bought him slippers, and I came home, and because he had these old ones, and they were talking, bruv. They were busted ass slippers. They were a tripping hazard. Okay, that's how bad they were. So I said, you need new slippers. I ordered some new ones for you. Start wearing them. They've got ankle support. They'll be good for your feet. I came home once, right? This was weeks after I ordered these. And I saw him wandering around, in those fatela, tutela, bhangela slippers. I lost it. Bro, I almost pushed him off pushed him over, bro. I didn't actually, but I said, can you take those off? I threw them in the garden. I threw them in the garden, man. And I was like, I'm sick of these slippers. I've got new ones. Wear those. The same day, and I don't know if it was the same day or it was a week later. When you're in rage, pure rage, especially to your parents, you don't see anything. You just see red, You don't see anything else. And then you forget everything that's happened after that moment of madness. A week later, my brother-in-law comes on the weekend. He's like, oh, why is there two slippers chilling in the garden?
He didn't go pick them up even after a week. He knew to leave them there, to decompose, become one with the earth.
Ashes to ashes, bro.
Gosh, question. Where has this come from? Like, let me ask a question. If same scenario, but before, let's just go. If this was before you even working, you wouldn't bat an eyelid with those slippers, would you? You'd just be like, cash.
Well, if he was still wearing broken ones and then he has new ones chilling.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'd still be annoyed. I'd still be annoyed because I'd be like, what are you doing? We all working hard and we're earning money so that you don't have to. There's literally brand new slippers. You don't need to be. You don't need to be risking your life to try and make some toast in the morning. There's no need, man.
I don't know why they do that, man. I don't know why they do that.
That's a joke. Well, your dad was like, no. Even if there's a queue for toast in the morning, we won't until the second spring goes.
Even if the toast is on fire, bro, that still means it's making toast.
It's still working.
Only if the bread comes out soft, that's when you know, okay, it's done. That's when you try to repair it as well. You have to go through a battle.
No, you have to go through a battle. There's a sequence.
I don't understand it. I never will. I just don't get it, man. But again, it's why you're not meant to get it, because you never will, because you will never be you can hear all the stories,
You don't feel it. You don't feel the same. You don't feel it's the same thing that we're talking about with, passing judgment on parents using screens for their kids without having kids. And if you do have kids and you are still saying no, I know no screen time. Well, you are doing splendid. Well done. Yeah. Please send. Yeah. And if you are one of our listeners, please send us the tips of how the hell you do it.
Yeah.
But it's true, man. Unless you're in the situation, you can't pass judgment on, because circumstantial, like when you're in that, it's a very different, feeling, and that would dictate how you adapt and behave. And our parents had that for basically most of their lives. So whenever they see anything new, brand new, they're like, well, I don't need this until it's absolutely essential. So I'm going to use what I have until that thing is run, like literally down to the ground, and then I will crack open a new one and then make that one last the same length of time.
Yeah, they have to preserve it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? So until you can actually feel those circumstances, then you're not going to be able to, man. You're not going to be able to relate to it.
No.
They're just words, isn't it?
But yeah, those are our opinions of the parents' opinions. Sleep trainer. We actually tried to talk to some sleep trainers when we were in the early days, and I was really confused about it, because I heard mixed reviews on sleep trainers. Like, some people swore by them, and some people kind of said that it didn't work for them. So I think I mean, every child is different, right? But I think as a parent, it's your choice. If you want to spend money on that, and again, it comes down to time, because you're both working, you both have to get up, depending on, what maternity, paternity leave is, you are going to have to be in work and functioning. So you need sleep in order to do that, which isn't something that our parents had to deal with as much, right? So I think, it's just hard, isn't it? If you're having those battles with your parents constantly, and you're just trying to get by, and
you know what? Sleep training and at the end of the day, chopped vegetables, grated cheese. Okay, if those aren't, if there's no judgment on that, there's going to be judgment on other things, right?
Always, man.
What you're feeding them, if you're not putting spice or flavor in their food, or what you're eating, but let's put it this way: there was a point where when I was weighing my food, because I didn't want, when I was counting calories, etc. Bro, even if you're trying to be healthy, there's past judgment. Why are you weighing your food?
Yeah. I get the same thing.
Don't need to weigh.
Diet bold band karne.
Yeah. And it's like, well, how is it affecting you? Do you understand what I mean? It's just something, you could be a mini version of them, bro. Wear the same clothes they wear, walk the way they walk, talk the way they talk.
There'll be something.
There'll be something. They will be, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it.
Like sideways, chalo, sideways.
So, man, each their own, man. If chopped vegetables and grated cheese, is making your life, even 1% better,
If it's exactly. If it's making 1% better, do it. Do what it takes. All right, we have one more. This one is from Krishna, who actually also did a leaner flex, just a nice list of topics. So please keep these coming in, and we will get to all of them eventually. This is the one that I picked. So the first thing it says is Kober Lewa. I hate it when someone gets ill and every Guju feels like it's their duty to go invade their privacy at home and literally know what's happened. It's like a hobby for some Gujus for their CVs.
Bro, I'm livid about this one, bro. Lena, I feel your pain.
What's the deal, man? Why do they do it? Why do they do it?
Because they got nothing. They're just gumfoys, isn't it? Literally.
What's gumfoy?
Bro, I don't know, man. Like, basically, someone who just wants to know everyone's business, like Felicia, bro. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But do you still have these people like doing their rounds, or was it something?
I don't go to my parents, but I think so. I'm not told about the person. We've spoken about this before, actually.
Yeah, we have.
But look, unless without going into too much detail, yeah. That phrase "cover lewa," bro. That means I just wanted to get all up in your business.
Yeah, that's what it
And
is. Cover lewa is I heard there's some gossip, so I want to be fed.
I've come to get the exclusive, so I can feed the rest.
Yep. Especially when someone's ill, that's the worst.
Bro, someone's ill, someone's died. You know, it's like, and also they come in and they talk very low, as if like as if the police can hear them, bro. Yeah. And then when some third party comes into the room to break up the conversation, yeah, they switch up back to normal conversation. They don't continue that conversation.
No, they cut it out. They cut it out.
Their sound effects as well when they're given, when they're given the deets, yeah. Deep breaths.
Hi. Get kharaab gaya bhai.
It's one of those ones, man. But don't know, man.
I had someone that would like routinely get intel, and then call and be like, Jarak, what Saimbri? And then get into so the Wat Saimbri means that he's heard on the grapevine that, there's some gosses, some new gosses out on the streets, yeah? So he wants to know, for clarification purposes, is it true? And he would never reveal the source. He would never say where he heard it from, but he would always say, I've heard that, this is going down. Do you know anything about it? Or some people don't even ask. They just beat around the bush and just like try and shake the tree until something falls out.
Yeah, that's the thing. I we would never do that. If someone's been, saying something, it's like you just keep it to yourself and that's it. And that's I don't know. You would never go to the source. No. Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with someone being ill. But then, okay, playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
If you're unwell or if someone's unwell, right, and your mate calls up and says, I'm just checking in. I heard that, someone's unwell. I'm here if you need to talk. I'm here if you need me. How is that different from...
It is different.
Okay, well, how is it different?
Because you're coming from a place of empathy and it's just that... Give me that. Yeah, you're being really intrusive. There's two ways, man. Like you're saying, how are you? You okay? Like I just want to check in. Yeah. You're basically saying you're there without being intrusive.
Okay.
So if that other person wants to forthcome and just needs someone to talk to or anything like that, you're there basically, right?
Yeah.
You're just letting them know.
Mm-hmm.
So on the other hand,
Santa Ben is all up in your...
Why you gonna bring my buy into it, bro?
Oh shit! Sorry, bro.
Anyway, it's cash. No, but yeah, if Santa Ben wants to,
no, we gotta give a new name. Give a new name, innit?
Gosh, man, how many Santas are there? There's so many, bro. And then they go in with no empathy, like not even hi, how are you? Not even like, I've heard. It's I've heard, and I want to know.
I want to know.
Yeah, what is going on?
Yeah,
do you understand? Yeah. So, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
I feel like I think you're right. I think that's how, at least when I've heard, because I've heard my parents complain about it.
Yeah.
That this guy's calling for codding reasons. No actual.
How do you know what?
Huh?
The thing is, and when they do that, 9 times out of 10 they get the info they came for.
Yeah. No, they'll get the info.
Yeah. But on a rare occasion, only a really resilient person, would be like, nah, kind of thing, tell you, bro, man's there with a broken leg, broken arm. He's like, no, because he does not want this person to know, because they know, innit, that this guy's come.
Yeah, kind of Jarak, I doing it, Jarak, so nothing else. Man hobbling around.
Man, who's coming for that exclusive.
I think that's why caller ID was a game changer, bruv.
Yeah.
I think the people that most benefited from caller ID were Indians, man, because they can now screen and know this guy is only calling to find out, not calling for any other reason, so I'm not going to answer it. That's the line. Katie try
Take a hint.
And then you have those mans, yeah, they'll be like, we'll try Katie, but you go you and then dad or mom will be like, nah, cover nahi. खबर नहीं बारे यहाँ से ना मोबाइल में ये try करो yeah, you're avoiding me, motherfucker. And then, but you have the audacity to ask the question when you know you're being avoided. People are trying to avoid you, but why are you trying to say, "Oh yeah, no one, you didn't answer my calls"? This,
yeah, to shut them up. Why doesn't that other person just say, "Look, I didn't want to talk to you"? Because that's what would happen. This day and age, right?
Yeah,
would happen, isn't it? Like, I didn't want to talk to you. That's why.
Yeah,
and then that's it. There's no. You don't even have to give. You've given them such a short answer, which answers everything.
You know what they'll say then? "Kai khotu lagu."
Yeah, true. It is so true, man. Do you know what? I just think being Gujarati as well, especially our parents' generation, they're just too inquisitive. You know, that any kind of interaction with someone is to get information.
It must have served a purpose, man. It can't only be just gossip for the sake of gossip. I think it used to serve a purpose because people were much more community centric back then, and it was more like you.
I think that's what it is.
But then this is like a skid mark of that, because now it's not about I've got your back. It's more about I want to know and I want to share your information so everyone knows what's your business.
It rubs you off the wrong. You know, it rubs like you up the wrong way, isn't it? It's like, why are you being so intrusive and why are you invading my personal space? The only person that needs to know where I am, how I am, are my wife and my kids. Yes.
That's true, man. It's true. Well, I hope we gave those two questions some good mileage. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Lena, for sharing those struggles. And I think that's us for today. Do you have any shout outs, Mick?
Yeah, shout out to everyone as usual, innit? And shout out to everyone that's giving us suggestions and topics of all their struggles, because on days like this where I don't have any, it really bails me out. In general,
you came out with a few, man. You came out with a toaster and some lawn.
Oh yeah, true. I was going to say, like, just keep them coming, and we'll definitely, make a point of trying to go through all of them.
Yeah,
on each episode that we do from here on in.
100%. Please keep sharing, subscribing, and liking and following us. We will see you next week. Share the struggle, find the funny. See you later, people. Bye.
Peace.